What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a reaction to this man's song, Raha. I'll put the name of the song and everything in the description and title. Well, it's Christian rap. ASAP, Preach. Now I Know, featuring Jysa, BP, Bryann T. It's a beat remix, it says. So let's see what it's about. That's why I didn't know. I remembered it was long. That's why I said I was gonna put it in the description because I actually forgot everything it said. But since I had to do that, I figured I'd go ahead and read it off. And I know this is like cheesy way to do this instead of screen sharing, but hey, guess what, guys? My government told me the world's going to end soon, or they already paused the world, so I don't want to go and invest in like other stuff if I'm about to be living in the woods somewhere because they're going to go and like try to. They're humans or monsters trying to tell us what to do. Like, I don't get how. Who appointed all these people? Who appointed Goblin Gates, the man that invented computers and Microsoft? Who appointed this guy to be head of all medical for the world? Like, literally, he's in charge of all medical of the world. Who appointed the computer guru to be a doctor now? Like, I don't see how y'all don't realize the world is fake. Here we go. This song's really good, I think. I heard it was. I heard like the intro yesterday, but I didn't listen to the whole thing. So I went through this. This is positive Christian music. Rap, singing. Let's get it. Let's get it. This dude, he sounded really good. He could sing and rap, dude. This guy's like super talented from what I heard like 20 seconds in. I stopped this. Let me do this.
Been through a lot, you can hear when I cry out. I remember on the road so drunk, didn't know where I was in the moment, then I wiped out. Didn't see at the time, couldn't lead, I was blind. Never thought I would be on the right route. Now I couldn't see, it was lights out. Didn't know that God had a plan, wouldn't be here right now. But God said, son, I can get you out of this mess. I can give you rest from the stress in your mind. I can give you light, I can make it right. Send you about to take a left, now turn to me. I want to, Lord, I can feel it, I'm surrounded by death.
Hear that? He's saying just give it all to God, man. He's saying that he was down and out, and he was just give it all. He's telling this man, look, no matter what you're dealing with, man, give it all to. This camera's weird. It's like right there, but like no matter what you're dealing with, man, give it all to God, dude. Like that's what I did. That's what you. I mean, you know how many people have. I've learned the people that go through the worst and the hardest things in life become the strongest people in the world, man. You live. The only way to truly live in this world is to experience the world. And I always find the people that go through the hardest things, they get down to rock bottom. I always tell myself when I'm at my weakest, or when you're at your weakest, you're really at your strongest, man. And as long as when you get down at that bottom or whatever dark spot you're in, if you can hold strong there, man, and don't give up. See, I feared my soul going to hell, and that's why I couldn't kill myself. And then thank God I didn't, because I realized what I was after. And I want to live. I don't want to die, man. And I don't want these monsters on TV, humans or whatever they are, telling me I can't live and the world stopped. And you know what I mean? Like, this stuff is insane, dude. Insane. But the song, man, this dude is, he's telling them, just give it all to God, man. No matter what you're dealing with, whether it's drugs, alcohol, a sex addiction, you got an anger problem, you got an eating problem, you got an anorexic problem, you just crying all the time because you're sad and everything is going crazy, you're losing your job or you're about to, everything's in shambles right now. Everybody's going through stuff, okay? This is right now where the world has stopped. Satan is exposing all of his people, and God is reaching in, trying to open all y'all's minds, open your eyes to see that things ain't right, to see the government ain't right. To see things are not right. This world has become dark. When I was a child, I read about witches and spells and warlocks being thrown in the rivers and in the barrels and chasing witches up trees with pitchforks and trying to burn them and all this craziness. And now you got them all on your TV doing rituals on your Super Bowl and all your music videos. Everything literally has it now. The world has changed. And mankind causes all this stuff to happen to the earth by the way we act. We got to clean ourselves up, man. And like he's saying, you give it all to God, dude. I know I get rambling a lot, but that's just what I do, man. You give it all to God. Look, I was about to click the button. Let's click it, dude. Why ain't it working? But yeah, you got to give it all to God, man. Did I save that on a Cowboy shirt? Man, I used to be a Redskin fan. Come on now. Oh, that ain't don't work, dude. Oh, it's not. Hold on.
Away with all of my stress, I can feel you breaking these chains right off of my chest. Right now, never knew you were watching my steps, calling me blessed, yeah. I was living life for all of myself, following the evil when it offered me wealth. That's right, and I used to go to clubs at night, had guns, got high, used to bust at night, go to parties, spread them up, but it wasn't right. I went anyway, thought I loved that life, but no, I was in sin, I was all in it. I thought I was hard and authentic. When I had a job, I'd call in sick, then hit the mall and go talk to women. Thank God, I'm forgiven no longer. Ascended through Christ, I'm delivered in, not alone. Looking back at the old me, I could never figure it out. I was chosen and now I know how to love, how to live now. I'm stronger than ever before.
See? Stronger than ever before.
Like my pain in a song, tell the world that my story's been told. Now I know.
See that's powerful, man. He just basically laid out like his testimony and telling you how like he used to have guns, he used to go to clubs, he used to be around the women, doing this and that and all these things from the street. Everybody lives different things, man. We all on our own journeys in life, but he's laying it out, telling you, man, that all these things that he used to do, and he flat said, he knew it. He was sinning, he was doing all these things that led to, him not being happy. And then so this man right here found a way to give it all to God, man. He finally broke whatever got him to that point. He finally said, I had enough of this, man. I had enough of being sad. I had enough of being tired. I had enough of being, crying. I had enough of getting these headaches and all this stuff going on, man. Stress. And, people just get burned out, and you get to the point where you just say enough is enough. And then he gave it to God. And he's saying how he used to do all these things. And he put it in God's hands, man. He got down, prayed. He was saved, because you have to be reborn in order for God to really work big in your life, man. You got to give your life to him, and then you're reborn. And then from that point, you give him all this stuff, man. Put it all on him, repent of it, and really mean it. Like if you're smoking cigarettes, man, if you get saved, pray to God, say you're going to quit smoking, whatever. Be done with it and pray to him and let him support you through that. Sometimes he can heal you instantly. Sometimes he make you work for it because he wants to see if you can do it. Understand, Christ suffered immensely for all of us. So a little anxiety from, little cravings from wanting a cigarette, yeah, probably going to suck real bad, but at least you ain't getting nails driven through your feet and your arms or your hands and getting beaten with whips till your bones are showing. So it could be worse, but this is what he's saying. He lived this life. He went through all this hell, and then he gave it all to God, and now God has taken all that away from him, healed him. He doesn't desire none of that stuff no more. That's his past, as he said. He's done with that. That's the old him. And now God has given him a new start, a new body. In a sense, you're reborn, new mind, new thoughts. He don't want to do none of that no more because he convicts you. You don't want that mess no more because all that sin and all them clubs and all them women chasing and all the guns and all the drugs and drinking. All that. You was doing all that because you weren't happy to begin with, and you was trying to hide or numb. You got a void in your chest that you was trying to fill with all that mess. I did it too years ago. So you just learn, man. You learn from being down and out. You learn from going through hard times. And people that go through the hardest of things always come out the strongest. Always. The ones that go through life the hardest always come out the strongest because you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. The ones that got the silver spoon in their mouth and don't understand real world, ain't never had to go hungry, ain't never had, always had money in their pocket or somebody taking care of them. They don't know, man, how tough and how scary this world can really be when you down and out and you ain't got nothing. You don't even know where your next meal's coming from, or if somebody's gonna come home and be yelling at you this night, or you got this going on, or your car gonna break down, or the suicide demon gonna pop up and start telling you that you're crappy and you ain't worth nothing, kill yourself, you this and that. Man, block all that stuff out, man. You are made in God's image. You are a very powerful person, man. Bottom line is, there's two sides in this world, good and evil, as you see. evil stop the world. And they're telling us they're going to take it over, do all these crazy things to make it a very, very strict country. Or you be good, on the good side, and you live in love and true freedom. And it's going to come down to either being mean and serving Satan and going around doing very wicked things and paying a consequence for that, or being a good person, a loving person, caring person, and taking care of your family, yourself, your children, your neighbors, and everybody around. You know, when food dries up, you try to share and everybody helps each other out. You don't just hog it all for yourself. That just ain't the human thing to do, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm a different kind of person. I would love being out in the country, living around, man. Everybody's taking it, looking out for each other. That's the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, so he gave it all up to God, and now he's reborn, and now he's saying how God showed him how to love and how to care for people. And now he's going around preaching and helping the people that's still going through that. And now he's showing them how to get right, same as I did. And then I love how he goes into this singing right here. Sounds really good. It's like got a really good flow to it. I can play this in the car, dude, all day. All day. I can play this loud as could be. And he's sitting there ministering to that man in the green hat. Flashback. Used to act the fool. Back then, used to think I was tough. Like, so what I have to lose? Let me have them shoes. Like, it was cool to take a strap to school. Like, it was cool to take a sack. He's talking about robbing somebody for their shoes. I was rapping in the trap with that's tough. Disrespect, we coming after you. We gon' capture you. The neighbor used to say the twin bad news. I see I told you they on late night news. On robbery suspect, apprehended, load a weapon of you. Go ask my mama if I'm telling the truth. I bet she tell you it too. They double trouble for real. He had a class, bro. This is a different guy. That's why I heard when my brother got killed. And it's only been a couple of years. It's like I'm suffering still. I started flood on my tears and I could drown in the river I made. But bit in the phase, and when I pray, Jesus pushes away. And I forget my brother killing today. He's still living today. This how this ministry started. The way we came up out of the darkness. It's time for the harvest. And from the smallest to large, kingdom music, man, we hitting the hardest if you fitting the targets. That's why I hate the devil, cause I know he hit the Jesus in me. He can see it in me. And I don't want no reefer in me. And I don't want no evil in me. No, the seed is in me. Born again, true believer to lead. I'm trying to win as many souls as I can. But I'm just one man. I understand it was God plan. I understand I'm in God's hand. Yo, I know how to love, how to live now. I'm stronger than ever before. Yo, y'all hear that? That man just went in, dude. That dude just went in, dude. You hear that? That guy just went in. He just basically, I can't even tell you everything he said. Y'all hear it. He just wrapped his whole testimony saying everything he went through. And then how God brought him through. It's just so amazing when you hear it. We're all on our own individual journeys through life. We all travel a different path, all trying to get to the same narrow gate. It's amazing how we all have these different paths. And then we all go through these different paths in life, but we all try to get to the same place. And see, the thing is, man, as far as being like in a Christian realm and what's coming up, you got to understand, everybody's got different gifts, you know what I mean? Like, this man's out here singing. That's his gift. And he's out here ministering to people through singing and talking to people. And you got guys like me that's got a gift for speaking, doing different voices, and just talking to people. I just meet, like, I've known them forever. I got a lot of different kind of gifts that I'm sure y'all find out or see every time. But that's just me. And that's what I contribute to the body of Christ. And then you might have somebody else that's really good at just studying and praying for people or whatever. We all got our parts. So no matter, don't ever feel like just because you ain't working at a church or you ain't a preacher, you know, officially or whatever. You got to understand, man, this world has deceived us. They think we operate off credentials. And you're valued off credentials and a piece of paper. That ain't how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be valued off of your individual living entity and your skills. Not a piece of paper saying you know how to do some skills. You're supposed to be able to tell somebody you know how to do these skills, give them your word, and then you get hired based on if they think you can do it. And if you can, they let you try, and they watch you. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you lied to them. They're going to know, and they're going to fire you and be mad and give you a bad rep. So, because you wasted their time and your own. So, but generally people don't, you know, that ain't going to happen. Generally you get hired in, you be all right. But that's how they used to do it. You just say, hey, I can do this. I'm a mechanic, or I'm a tree guy, I'm this or that. And you get hired. And as long as you can do the job, you're good. Not a piece of paper saying, hey, I went to school for 4 years and I can do this, but you ain't never done it before in your life. You know, when I ran my business for 11 years, you know how many people I hired? When I started at 21, you know how many, I hired a handful of people over the years. A couple of them that had some college. And you know, they went to school and they couldn't even get a job for what they went to school for. I worked like 3 or 4 different guys that had college education. One of them even had a culinary degree for cooking, to be a chef. Went to like some highfalutin school and all everything for that. And then he wasn't even doing it. He was working for me. And then like other people, it's just the world's tough out there, you know. That's what I'm getting at. It's tough. But you just gotta do what you're called to do, what makes you happy. And even if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're working dad and coming home, and you know, there's always ways to minister to people and be positive, man. You ain't got, like I said, you ain't got to work in church to work for God. You just be happy, be yourself, encourage people on the streets, at your job, be positive, be godly. I mean, I know a guy that works for a shipyard, and he's a preacher, and he does it he's a preacher part-time, and he does preaching in the prisons in North Carolina, and he's always in there doing that. And they call, you know, this man, when he goes around people, even the shipyard guys, they don't cuss around him or nothing, because he's a good man, and he's an older guy, and he's respected because he's done nothing but show love to people. Even when people are being mean to him, he always would stay calm, always be nice, and just smile at people and just let it go, and then just ignore him. And then that man is highly respected, to where that man walks around and people that cuss don't cuss no more, just because they do it out of respect. That's when you know you're surrounded around real men and women. Even if that man is on the fence, like he's a lukewarm kind of guy, but he believes and understands enough to know when he's in the presence of a man that really believes, like a real man of God or a pastor. When a man that doesn't really go to church all the time, or he believes but he don't, or whatever, when he has enough respect not to cuss around people or offend people that he knows are legit, that's a good man, you know. And hopefully they get their stuff together. I know I'm just rambling again too, man, but that's what I do. Let's play this button. This song is really cool. I like it. Tell the world of his story. It helps heal your pain when you talk and put your story out there. It helps heal the pain. See, he's saying he knows now. He knows what God can do. God gave him that love, that inner love and wisdom. He's talking about God. He give you rest. I came out of the darkness. I got my mom texting me or something. I don't know. I was texting her earlier. She don't know I'm doing a video. If I'm doing it through this, it don't really matter. It's just a really good song, man. He keeps saying how he knows. God healed him. And he put his testimony out there and how it healed him and made him stronger. I think that's it. Huh. Yeah, so that was Christian. I almost dropped the phone. Christian Rap says ASAP Preach, Now I Know, featuring Jysa VP, Bryann T. But yeah, that's so cool, man. That this guy, he's basically saying, put your, you know, when you get reborn, you put your testimony out there, and with God, man, and you give it all to God, and you put everything on Him, and you mean it, and you repent, and you mean it. I'm telling you, man, God can work miracles in your life, and when you put your testimony out there and you talk to people, it helps. It helps you to heal, and it also helps others to heal, because the more people that they see, well, heck, this guy or this girl went through this, same as me, or they went through these things, and they got through it, and they were brave enough to put their story out there, and they don't care what people think. This is my thing. Nobody can talk crap about me when I air my own dirty laundry out there. When I put my own past out there, you can't talk bad about me. What you gonna say? I used to do this or that? I used to. Years ago, like I ain't drank alcohol in 6 years. I've been sober from all hard drugs for 2 years, 5 months. Like, I'm a sober dude, man. Like, it is what it is. Some days are hard, some days it's whatever, but I just stay in the presence of God and I just stay positive, man, and that's how I stay right, by going and talking to people and encouraging others and telling them how I beat it. And then I always like get random stuff from God telling me like never backtrack. Once you defeat certain levels of sin or Satan, like me, like I was progressing and I defeated Satan. I was keeping getting all that depression out my head and the drugs from the past, all that stuff away, and I keep it away. And then anytime anything starts to try to creep in my mind, I always put on a good song. I'll start doing something like this. That's another reason I do this, just to help take my mind, when I'm studying or doing different things. I don't want no temptations, and I always avoid them. And I'm strong enough to say no, but still, it's like boredom is the number one thing. You'll hear that a lot with people dealing with like drugs or different things. Like number one thing, people relapse because of boredom, like not having anything to do. So you always need to find something to do. That's why another reason I started making videos. Like, yeah, it's been 2 years, 5 months for that, and 6 years for the other, and I'm good. I'm good on it. I'm not gonna. I work for God now, but still, it just helps me to heal, and I love helping people, man. I love talking to people and stuff. So, but anyways, this is getting up to 21 minutes, and like I said, I might try to do the screen share thing, and I got this thing verified, so I should be able to go live on here soon. I'll start letting some people know that I know in like person that I'm doing this, so I can try to get the minimum 1,000 subscribers so I can go live. Because I'm not here for like subscribers and views and all that. Like, dude, we're in like a standoff right now. They declared war on us. Like, I'm here to encourage the world, try to be positive. Yeah, it might be a little hard sometimes with some people, but you have to understand, I'm going through knowing I accepted a position with God that I will die from by serving mankind. Like, I know I die in years to come. Christ died, all the apostles died, all the prophets. So like I've went through a lot of training recently, knowing like in the future I'll die for my faith. Like trying to go through all the stuff I've been through while trying to help my family, waking people up with everything coming to like everything that's about to happen. I'm trying to like pour my heart and soul to help people, and it gets very tiring and it gets overwhelming sometimes, and it's really hard to sometimes keep going. But I just, man, May 6th is my birthday. My birthday is Wednesday, 2 days, and I just always pick myself up and keep going. And like I said, I've actually tried, like back a few years ago when I got bad, I actually tried to leave here, and God wouldn't let me. Like, he literally wouldn't let me die. He had me conquer death. And so that's another reason I do this, because I shouldn't be here. I should have died multiple times 3 years ago. So I'm here by the blessings of God, man. And then I realized what I was and what my purpose was and my abilities. And I want to pour my love out, and I've lived through a lot of stuff, good and bad. Like I said, motorcycle racing, sports, soccer, football, the motocross racing with the jumps. We did some indoor stuff, enduro racing, drag racing on motorcycles, cars, autocrossing, ultimate frisbee. You're talking, man, you name it. I've done a lot, man. I'm telling you, I lived a 100-year-old man life already. So, anyway, I'm just rambling now. I hope y'all enjoy me just talking, man. I just do this to do it, to help me. And if somebody else can get a little bit of help from it, then that's cool, man. I try to stay positive, and and that's what I'm here for. My thing is, I always say light. I always say these things. I always say this: when you're at your weakest, you're really at your strongest. So remember, when you're down and out and you're at your weakest point, ready to give up, don't give up, because you're right around the corner, man. If you just hold on. I was there. I wanted to die, and I didn't. And thank God I didn't, man, because right after that, like, God picked me up and I put me back on my feet and I started walking again. Things were rough, but this was 3 years ago, but things were rough, but I stayed walking and I was able to, like, I'm still here. And that's what it's all about, man. Just don't give up. Light defeats all darkness. Your inner light defeats all darkness, no matter what. If you get saved today and you're the newest guy in the body of Christ, you, the newest brand new Christian today, just got saved, you are strong enough to defeat Satan. You did. You defeat all darkness, Satan, and everything, because light defeats all darkness. When you're at your weakest, you're really at your strongest. And there was one more I said. I'm trying to think. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm going to get off this one. So I'm going to say 25 minutes. I'll load this one. And I got a few more guys on here I want to try to do on here. And I'll try to do different topics too. And maybe later on, like I said, I can get in the screen share and do it in the correct way, but at least we can somewhat see what we're watching, but we can hear it.